Hey guys. Alright, so I'm going to get into setting the room labels and then setting up our title block. But before I do that, I wanted to get into something because I've had a couple questions over it the last 2 days. So, students have been saying, hey, I have this going on with my roof. How do I set that roof up? Some people have said they have flat roofs. Totally fine with that. If your roof is flat, it's technically never flat. It's going to be sloped a little bit so water runs off. But for all intents and purposes, it would be a flat roof. Um, so anyway, what I wanted to get at is I wanted to show you guys how to draw kind of any roof. And what you do, typically the way roofs are spec'd is with what's called rise over run. Which is a distance that the roof travels, and it's this. It's the same for like ramps use it. I think ADA ramps are a 112. So for every 1 inch it goes up, it goes over 12 inches. So what I have right here, I've just got my ceiling. I'm just going to tear this apart right here, and I'll just show you guys. So if I have, let's say this is a just a normal like 312 roof right here. What I'm going to do is I'm going to draw a line over this way, and I could go this way, it doesn't really matter. I'm going to go over 12 inches or 1 foot, and then I'm going to go down, let's say 3, so I'm going to go down 3, and it creates that angle right there, okay? That angle is going to be a 312 rise over run. If this was 4 inches, then you would have a 412. If it was 9 inches, then you would have a 912. So as that number gets steeper, the ramp gets, or as that number gets higher, the ramp or the roof angle gets steeper. So that's typically how you would spec those out. Here in California, I have no idea what it is. I used to know at some point, and it's just gone. I want to say though that there's some code of you can't have it steeper than like a certain number of inches in or a certain value, like 612 or something, in areas where it's windy, because obviously as your roof gets taller, it gets crazy. And then of course you have places like A-frames where you have I do 12 over here, and then I think like 10. Nope, that's gonna actually it's probably gonna be something even crazier because it's got to go way up. That might be like a 1612. I'm gonna try drawing that. Oh, stop that. So if you were doing an A-frame, yeah, that looks right. So you could draw this out. We get that snap reference here. Come on. There we go. That's probably even steeper for an A-frame. Yeah, that looks shallow. And if we mirror that, I'll just find these. Oh, do I not have? That's right there. Okay. Mirror this on that point right there. Erase. No. Trim. So you could have a roof like that if you were doing an A-frame for a sort of winter area. Again, A-frames I think are actually even steeper than that, but that's not any kind of specialty I have, so don't quote me on that ever at all. All right, so let's talk about how I actually, when I did this, why I did what I did over here real quick too. So I don't know what, I think I even freehand that angle. I don't remember what I chose for that. Let's say I have a 312. Oops, 312. Nope, that was 3 feet. Line. Okay, so I have this 312 angle here now. And same thing, I'm just going to extend this out. Get that reference, extend it out, and mirror right there. And no, I don't want to erase my source objects. So when you're talking about actual building construction, one of the things that you illustrate when you're doing this, when you're doing your section cuts, is how these floors interact with each other. And so if this was a 2-story building, I wouldn't actually have a roof here in that case, because the roof would be higher up. And instead what I would have going on here is I would have, and I'm going to kind of just jump in super high detail here, so just follow me for a second. So this is my room right here, and my room, like the room I'm in right now, is going to have gypsum on the ceiling, and it's probably going to be 1/2 inch gypsum, or 3/4 or 5/8 or whatever size. There's all kinds of different sizes. Let's do 5/8 inches. So you'll have this bit of gypsum going across the room there. Then on top of that, you're going to have a truss or a beam or something, depending on what kind of space this is. And depending on what the building is, that might be either a 2x4, 2x6, 2x8. It could be 2x4s screwed together and then used. So there's all kinds of different things. That area is not what we deal with as interior architecture students. That's for civil engineers, architectural engineering. That's a whole other thing that we don't touch. So because of that, anytime I tell you guys to build a roof or do a ceiling or something, just assume either a 6 or an 8-inch piece of wood is going to be going across there. So, and I don't, technically I should do nominal, but I'm not going to do nominal. So I'm just going to say 8 inches, okay? That's good enough for that beam to go across that roof there. Then, if I was to have a floor above this, let's say it's a second floor. So now I've got carpet up there. Then I would have a 5/8 inch sheet of plywood right here, or some other substrate right there. So you've got gypsum right in here. You've got plywood right here. You just have, gypsum, some sort of hardwood beam. You'd have whatever it is, plywood usually right here. And then maybe we've got a 1/4 inch carpet pad and offset 3/8 inch carpet. Nice thick shag carpet right there. Everyone loves it. So if this was, the next floor up, if I broke all that down, like that's more accurate to what that would look like. And then let's say that this next room from there is going to be another, let's say it's 9 feet up, okay? So this room that would be above here is going to follow that exact same thing. So at the top of the ceiling, you would have, well, let me just do it from here. So you'd have another sheet of gypsum here that would create the ceiling in that room. And then roofs, I don't think roofs actually have as much support as the ground or as the second story floor does. And I think most of theirs is distributed in the actual beams that hold the roof up. But what I might have here is I might have 2x6s going across here. And then from there I might have the roof itself is going to have all kinds of stuff going on there. If you've got comp tar, then you've got the shingles, you've got the tar, you've got the plywood backing that it's on. So you might have as much as 2 inches, say, of actual stuff going on in this space here. And then again, you would have probably a 2x8, or maybe just a 2x, no, probably a 2x8, that's actually holding that roof up. So in that case, again, I'm just going to round it, and I'm going to say offset this 10 inches. So you'd have all this stuff going on inside of that roof, and then this is going to come down, and let me figure out where it comes down. So it's going to come down right there. So if I move this so that it meets right about here, that's about where that would get framed up at, if I remember anything right. I'm sure someone who does construction is going to be like, nope, you're all wrong. I don't do construction anymore. Never did it really in the first place. I was bad at it. Anyway, so yeah, this is what you'd have more realistically going on. Let me offset this 2 inches in. So you'd have these beams going through this roof. You might even have something that supports it in the middle. Probably have something in the middle that supports it here. They would meet at the edge here, and then within your wall. When I tell you guys draw 4 or 4.5 inch for your interior walls, what I'm talking about there is, let's say you've got 3/8 inch bit of gypsum here. Oh, did I not offset? So offset 3/8 inch of gypsum right there. Didn't even do the same one anyway. And then attached to that gypsum, you'd have your exterior walls. So you probably have 2x6s. So we'll do, and then 2x6s are going to be nominal. So you take a 1/2 inch off. I should have double checked. We'll say it's a 1/2 inch off. So you're actually going to have 5.5 inches. And then you've got another offset 3/8. And so that pretty closely comes out to, God, now I want to double check. Yeah, okay, I'm not losing my mind. So a nominal 2x6 is going to be 1.5 by 5.5. So you'd have that 5.5 gap in the middle here, and then you'd have, and then offset. Did I do a 1/2 inch up there? I did 5/8. Jeez. Yeah, we'll leave that. Doesn't matter. So I'd have the 5.5 inch stud right here going through that wall, and then depending on what my exterior is, I might have all kinds of things going on there. So I might have 1/2 inch sheet of plywood on the outside here, and then attached to that plywood I might have siding that's going to be another 1/2 inch. And so I've got these, and then other things going on. Insulation passed through this cavity right here. So there's all kinds of things going on in these drawings. So when we come through and I say just kind of draw something simple like this, I'm glossing over a whole bunch of details that aren't important to us really learning AutoCAD right now. There is some basis for why I'm giving you, like telling you to draw those, but we're not going to get into them really in this class. It's just kind of, there's a lot we're already doing in this class. So, back to the point. When I just kind of go, okay, I'm just going to kind of, and I don't even remember what I did this distance at. This was 1 foot? Yeah. So I probably just went, yeah, 1 foot, good enough. That's more than enough distance right here for that 10-inch gap. And it also includes space for me to do something on the inside of that. As far as gypsum. But that was just sort of a ballpark. I'm not going to work out the numbers thing here. So that's why I did that. Okay, so let's see if I have enough Control Z left in this computer to get back to where I was. Hey, what do you know I do? Okay. Cool. Yeah, okay. We are good right there. Okay, so I am here. So where do we go back to? We need to do our... We did our furniture, we have our elevation markers, we have our section markers, we have our... Oh, we don't have our room labels, that's where we're at. So, room labels, what I'm going to do is I'm going to... I don't believe I brought in the other text. So let me pause that and find out. Alright, so we haven't put all, so we've got, let me see right here, we have detail, note, and title. Detail, note, title, so we need to do another one here. This one is going to be annotative, so I'm just going to click on annotative there. And the height, I'm going to do 1/8 of an inch. And, oh, sorry, wait, cancel. Broke my own rule there. Manage text styles. Click on annotative and click new, and this is going to be room, and we're going to do 1/8 inch, and that's all we need to do. Yeah, okay. So we have a room label tag now, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to come over to this room right here, and this is going to be my living room, and so I'm going to do a single line text, set the direction, and I'm going to, full caps again, remember, full caps, living room, and then enter, enter. I'm going to do that again over here, and this is going to be bedroom, And if I had multiple, I might do bedroom 1. Oops. Oh, no, don't exit. Okay, and then this is going to be bathroom. Now, one thing that you guys might run into an issue here with is one space for these labels. I'm running out because that's how my model is drawn. And sometimes you really just need to get creative with how the labels go in the space. Often I end up just kind of putting them all in a stack with everything else that's going on there, where you have the elevation markers in the center. Typically I end up having kind of the labels there in just a different drawing. Now, oh, I did these. I need to redraw all these anyway. So one thing you guys might run into an issue with that is happening just because of what I'm doing right now is because I said do annotative size. I'm just telling them to come in at the 1/4" scale. So if yours are not showing up, it's probably because you don't have that annotative setting going on. Now I need to change my justification because I actually want them to go left to right because I need to actually line them up with the note that's going to be under them. So do this again, living room. Bedroom. Bathroom. I did just where did that other one go? And then we're going to change this, and I think we're going to do label. Don't have a label. What do I have? No. Note. There we go. Okay, so another single one right here, and I'm just going to kind of, I should, if I was smart, what I'd do is I would make it, no, that's way too small. That's not the annotated one. Detail. If I was smart, what I'd do is I'd create another block with this already set up to do a room, and then, oh, I need to get the dimensions of this room too. So when you're doing this, basically I just kind of go and let me turn some layers off here. Did I not put furniture on furniture? I don't have a furniture layer. Okay. Let me turn off doors. Let me turn off windows. Section cuts. That. So many things I tell you guys not to do are just in that menu. Okay. So let me hide. Let me group this. And we'll group that. And we'll group. Okay, so I'm gonna not great. Don't know why that's joined. And then I'm gonna need another layer for furniture, and I'll do another one for built-ins. Okay, what was going on here? Ungroup. Accept. That's a group. That's not it. Okay. Group. Okay. So toilet. Technically not built in. Pretty easy to carry off. So we're going to put that in furniture. Technically it should go in plumbing, but I'm not going to get that crazy. Let's see. These are going to go to built-ins, which we can also turn off. The bed is going to go to furniture. Okay, that's fine. Okay, so that makes it a lot easier to actually see what we're working on. So let's move. So that one's good. I don't need to worry about that because it's kind of in the right space for once we start putting stuff back in there. That's fine where it is. So bedroom, I'm going to come back in with a single line text, finally, and do that. Then I still forgot to get the dimensions. So home measure, and so I'm just kind of gonna go off the largest usable space. So I'm not gonna go off this little area right here. I'm not gonna worry about the closet. I'm just gonna go off the front of the closet across the room and front to back in this bedroom. This looks like it is 10 foot by 9 foot 7.5. Um, I'm not going to go to that level of detail. I'm going to do 10 foot, 9 foot, 10 foot by 9 foot, sorry, 9 foot 7 by 10 foot. Um, Bathroom, 6 by 10. Living room, 15 foot 4 by 14. So, again, we'll start with the bedroom, 9 foot 7 by 10. So, text, single line, all right. 9 foot 7 inches by 10 foot. Oh, that's right. I'd hate to go measure that again. Now, just to kind of get the placement just right, I'm going to kind of move it till it's kind of where I want it to show up at, which is right about there. And then we can move this down 6 inches. No, let's do 4 inches. Nope, let's do 5 inches. I want a little bit of space right there. Alright, so just label the size right there. That's all I want. A lot of people have all kinds of different things going on there. Now, to move this around, I'm going to use the copy. I'm actually going to click on the button here, and then I'm going to specify my base point as right there on that corner of the B. And now I can place it over here. Again, I'm freehanding this. If I was smart, I'd go and I'd build another one of those block groups with the settings, kind of like how we did the elevation markers. I've actually come back and I've already done that with all of my markers over here. So I now have all the attributes I can set. So yeah, so this one would be the north. Room. We'll do that for now. Oh my gosh. See, I take one step aside to go do something that I don't need to do, and it takes 40 seconds. All right. So yeah, I've already done that. I went back and did that with my labels again on the paper space, but I haven't done that in other spots here. So let's update these values here. 6 by 10. And technically I should actually do 10 foot 0 inches and then 6 foot 0 inches. I have plenty of space, it's not a concern, so I might as well put that little bit of extra detail in there. 10 foot 0 inches, and living room was 15 foot 4 by 14 foot. So 15 foot 4 inches by, I already forgot it, 14 foot 0 inches. I think that's right. Should at least check. Come on. Love this new ruler. Okay, so that's all I really wanted, was just some additional documentation there. Now, while I've got everything else hidden from my floor plan, what I'm actually going to do is I'm going to copy it straight down here. I'm going to delete everything. Well, not everything. Sort of everything. I need to have a reflected ceiling plan in this model, and I don't have one of those yet. So what I'm going to do is I'm just going to clear out a lot of these. I can get rid of that. I can get rid of that. And I'm just going to kind of get rid of everything that isn't going to work for my ceiling model, or reflected ceiling plan. And specifically what that means, sometimes I can't talk and work. So what that means is that this is going to be, if you were, instead of looking down from a floor plan view, it's going to be looking up from that same position. But because you're looking up, a lot of people don't like seeing the gaps in the doorways, and I've kind of gone back and forth about it. Um, in the past, I have been a staunch just show them your plan view person. But this is basically what the ceiling would look like. And so I've got to go back and get rid of all the windows so that we can see the ceiling as it is. So that's going to work for the reflected ceiling plan. I'm going to get rid of the room labels. We Later in your next project, what we'll be doing is we'll actually be putting symbols in here that would represent lighting, then daisy chaining those together. Again, not for this project, so we're just doing that. Okay, so let me go back to this. Furniture, elevation markers, section cut markers, room labels, dimensions. We'll have to do dimensions in another video, and your title block. So let's do a title block real quick, and then we'll close this video out. Okay, plan B. I am going to delete this layout 2 right here. So I'm just going to right click on it and do delete. And I'm going to go yes or okay. This first page for now, I'm actually just going to rename it. And I put that naming schema on the Project 3 guide for you guys. So try and use that. It's going to help me kind of grade these a lot faster. And so I'm going to rename that to A000, which is what we're going to have as our cover sheet. And we're not going to have a title block, but I'm just going to kind of leave those there for now. And then what I'm going to do is I'm going to right click on that, and I'm going to do move or copy, move to end, create a copy. And so what that's going to do is it's going to generate another sheet with everything that was there already on it. Oops. And then I'm going to right click on this. I'm going to rename it. And then this is going to be 101. So section 1, drawing 1. Again, there's all kinds of different numbering schemas for those out there. For this, just kind of stick to those numbers there. So this sheet is just going to be a plan view with room labels and exterior dimensions. I don't have the exterior dimensions in. And that's all that we're going to have on this sheet. So I can get rid of all these other drawings here. And then I can come in here and I can make this drawing because I can actually take up that. It's already 1/4 inch though, I guess. We'll leave it. Oh. We'll undo that. So I'm going to put that right in the center just so it's nice and prominent. Now, to do the title block, what I'm going to do is, again, for their page size, we have the RCP, which is the 18 by 24, so we're still working on that. So I'm going to leave a 1/2 inch border around the entire edge, which means I'm going to, on each side, which means I'm going to need to subtract a full inch off. I'm going to do a polyline, and I'm just going to freehand this one to that corner there. I'm going to go 17 inches over. I'm going to go 11 inches down, 17 inches over, and back up to the top to close it, escape, and I'm done. Now, just to center it, I'm going to go a 1/4 inch over, so just 0.25. No, wait, we did a full inch, sorry. I'll do that, and we'll do 0.5 over, and 0.5 down. Okay, so that's going to be the border of our title block. I'm going to explode this. I'm going to offset this. Let's do 1.5 inches. No, let's do 2 inches. And so what we'll have, basically, when you put these construction documents together, you'll have this sheet here. I mean, not literally for this project, but in theory, when you put, or when you bind a set of construction documents, It's bound over here on the left side. Okay. So when someone's flipping through it, do I have? I do, but they're a hot mess. I'm not going to try and pull that out. So they're bound on the left side here, and the idea is that you'd be able to quickly flip through this bottom right corner, just kind of flipping through pages, um, in order to see what's going on with that, or to quickly find a page that you'll match up with the drawing. So I'm going to come over to this corner. I'm going to draw a line right here, and I'm just going to move this up. Let's say one inch. Yeah, it's plenty. Now there's a whole bunch of other stuff that would go up here. If you were a licensed architect, you would have the symbol of your company. You would have a stamp of some kind that would indicate that you are a licensed architect. There might be approval stamps that go there. There would be a list of revisions that would go in here. I'm not going to worry about that for this project. We will have a more complete title block, but I want you guys to get an understanding of generally what it is. And what it is basically just a border that goes around your drawing, and then it's going to contain all this information here in this column, and then right here you're going to have the page number, and that's what's important for this project. So we're going to go back to our tried and true note, I believe. Let me just double check that this is, we'll do center. Oh, totally missed that, whatever. Oh, that's too small. Let me get it. What's the other size? That's what it is, title. Okay. This is my larger size, so we'll set it off there. And then, that's still way too small. Whatever. And so we're going to call this A101, which is what this page was. I should make it bigger, but I'm not gonna. Alright. So, get your first one set up, and then from there, so let's see, we have A101 here, and again, a title block even is something that you could go through and do a whole bunch of attribute definitions for a block, and just go crazy with those. So, where we got A101, plan view with room labels and exterior dimensions. So this one is going to have to get a little bit bigger once we put those dimensions in. Going to leave it for now, and we'll just keep moving on. So next one, move or copy. Move to end, create a copy. This is going to be plan view, elevation and section cut markers. And so this is the part where we're actually going to have to start filtering things in our drawing. So I've double clicked inside of this area here, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to turn everything back on. Oh, I think I can get rid of that one. This can go away. Delete layer. What? Oh. Okay, something's in there. I'm not going to worry about it. Alright. Hello. What are you? What is this? Where did this come from? Is that over here? Weird. Don't know where those came from. Oh, I know what they are. Okay. Yeah, I shifted some things around when I put these here, and I must have missed those lines. Okay. Now I can probably delete that. Paper space, delete. No, okay. Well, I'll figure it out eventually. So, close this. So, we'll rename the page. 2. We will rename the drawing to A102. And then, let's see, this one was going to be the plan view with elevation and section cut markers. So, in order to do that, I'm going to need to make this bigger. this way. Okay. So we've got the section cut markers there. The elevation markers are already in there. Ooh, not quite. Double click. There we go. This is going to have to come down. Actually, let's finish doing this. Oh, I drove those a little far past. Yep, we're done with that. Okay. And then this, I generally like having this kind of just outside of that area, so it wouldn't line up exactly with that. Not going to worry about it for now. So then, okay, here's how we actually filter this drawing. So what I want in this drawing, A102, is the plan view with elevation and section cut markers. I do not want furniture. I don't want built-ins. I don't want these little things I've created right here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to find, I believe this one's the freeze. Yeah, okay. And I'm going to freeze these out. And so what that's going to do is it's going to hide it only in this layer. So there's the, oh wait, no, we did want elevations. Leave those in there. We don't want furniture. We don't want, oh, those are those. Don't know what those are. We'll turn it off just to be safe. Oh, and I need to create a, so we need to go back in here. I need to create a layer for room labels. Oops. And let's put all the room labels on the room label layer so we can hide them. Okay, so that's done. Get out of that. Back to here, and now again, it's still double clicked in there. I can thaw the room labels. So it looks like I just need to do a little bit of every time. Okay, let me zoom in just a bit. Remember, if you if you zoom in too far and you kind of trap yourself in here, and you can't get out, just do underscore P space, and that'll get you out of the scroll trap you've locked yourself in. So what I need to do though is I need to move these down because they are in the way, actually. And then this one, I'm actually going to move it because unfortunately I bisected that room pretty well on both dimensions. I could edit this block as well and kind of move these side ones in just a tiny bit. There, I did it again. Okay, get out of there before I do it again. Alright, so that gives us all of our room labels, or our elevation markers, and our section cuts in the right spot. And then, so that page is ready to go. Right click, duplicate, or move or copy. Move to end, create a copy. Get the idea here. So this one is going to be the next set of drawings. So the first one's going to be our plan view. So that was our A1. This we're going to rename to A201. So this is drawing 1 and set 2. This is going to be our reflected ceiling plan. Just because I made that just a hot minute ago, I can do that. Just imagine that it has more than what we are putting in it for this project. So you would have your lights, possibly even your electrical wiring, any detail changes going on in that space. But for this project, it should be pretty boring to look at your reflected ceiling plan. Alright, so from there, we are going to do that again. Right click, move for copy. I need to update your project 3 file because I see a mistake. So, this is going to be your third set of drawing, and this is going to be a 301, and it's going to be your section cuts. So 301, I haven't been doing this on the other pages. So this one, I'm actually just going to delete it. I'm going to type view, actually let's leave it in. I can just move it around. And to do that, I'm just going to drag these corners and then figure it out. So, Let's see, where are section cuts? This is section cut number 1. And then I'm just going to copy this straight across. Actually, let's do CO. Pick a point and at least line them up. Oop, not that second one. No, dang it. And then our second one's going to be right there. Again, I'm going to try and line them up. If you aren't sure, just grab a line tool. Just drag that across. That's pretty close. I'm more concerned about this not being wide enough. Ooh, it's definitely not wide enough. There we go. I'm happy with that. This, again, I'm going to just adjust this so it's right there. I'm going to adjust this so it's right there. I'm happy with that. Okay, so there are section cuts. Again, obviously you should be updating the names and then coming back. Everything right now is 1/4 inch though, so yeah, we'll have to update that on the handout. Let's see, this is going to be rename A401. 401. This is going to be your elevations. So that's why I didn't delete them off of this page, is so I can just do this. Because I am lazy. Now, anytime you're putting something in here, typically you either want to center it, like that. Oh no, where did the things go? Did I not make it? Boo. Okay. Oh, there they are. Guess it took them a second to figure themselves out. Okay, so are these the corners? Okay. So elevations are there. What I was going to say is you should pick something and be consistent about it. So if you're going to have your drawings centered, center your drawings. If you're going to start them at the top right and go left to or go right to left, or if you're going to start them and go left to right, do that. I've lately I've heard a couple people say you should be going right to left because again this book is going to be bound here, so if you start super tight on the left side it's going to be cramped. So if you are going to do something where you weight it off to the side, weight it off to the right side. All right. I'm just going to kind of go in the middle here, but again, I think it's more important that you are consistent, so I'm keeping all mine, as you can see, fairly well centered. And if we do Z enter, E enter, it's going to zoom the page to kind of like a size we can all kind of standardize. So if I just keep going through all my pages like that, come on. And again, that's Z for zoom, E for extents. Now if I jump between all these pages, you can see that for the most part, everything's kind of staying in the center-ish of the page. So that's what I'm looking for right there. I didn't mention that. All right, and then our last one is going to be a plan view with furniture. So instead of redrawing all that, I'm just going to come back here. I'm going to sneaky copy this. Over copy. And this is going to be a Q501. And the reason why I wanted to do that was because different drawing sets are also going to use different letters to start. So architectural is generally A. There's a whole bunch of different classifications. You might, obviously, plumbing I think is usually P, but there's a couple weird ones. Q is furniture. There's, I think, F or H or G or something as built-ins. Um, I wanted to just have you guys enter a different letter with the furniture. So this is going to be furniture, set 5, drawing 1. And at a certain point, you guys will have all those memorized if you actually do a whole bunch of CAD drawing yourselves. I used to remember most of that whole alphabet, and it's all gone now. Let's see, plan view with furniture. So again, just like the other one, double click in here. I'm going to go ahead and turn on my built-ins. I'm going to get rid of the elevation markers, turn on my furniture, leave those off, turn off my, leave room labels off, don't want sections. There we go. So just a real quick way to filter those back in for this drawing. So I have the 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. Yeah, so I have all these 7 sheets I need, and that only took a couple minutes. We can delete this out of here. So first page is blank. What's going on with this? Oh, this is the one I have to make way bigger because we're coming back here. This one was going to be plan view with room labels, exterior dimensions. So this one I can actually come in here and I can filter out built-ins. I can fill it. Which one was it? Room labels, exterior dimensions. So we don't want elevations, no furniture, none of that nonsense. Do keep room labels, hide the sections, and then we still need to do dimensions. So we'll do dimensions in another video. And then that should, we need to get rid of that bathtub that I forgot about. But as you can see, I have a whole bunch of stuff kind of stacked up here on this model, but I'm using that filtering of the viewports to filter things in and out that I don't want to see. So, what do we have left? Oh, I have to, while I'm here, I'm going to go to this page. Sorry, I'm just going to go to my cover page, and I'm going to create a new viewport. Oh, don't do that. I started renaming the sheet. Viewport, and I'm just going to do a single viewport right here, 1/4 inch. I will turn off that grid. And this, all I'm doing right now is I'm doing this so that I can get this right here, and I'm going to filter off elevations, filter off that, room labels, sections. So this is kind of a representation of my floor plan, and I'm going to need a copy of that. So I'm going to actually just export a copy of this as a PDF, and I will see you guys in another demo. So I got to do a demo on rendering this in Photoshop, and then another demo on exterior elevations, and that should wrap up this project. Alright, so I'll see you guys in those. I'll get this exported and we'll be there.